So we're going to start today with the first portfolio, and this is by our good friend Asek. He says, "Hello, my name is Nicolas from France, and I'm 31 years old. I started 3D in 2022, so that's like 3-4 years ago. I'm a 3D character artist, and I love stylized art. I started character art at the art site school, couldn't do the last year because of money. Now this is my first year as a professional. I had 2 short contracts for now, but I wish to get better every day. I'd love to hear what you think about my portfolio, what are the weaknesses, and so let's take a look." Nicolas, this is great. I actually saw your stuff a couple of days ago. This is really, really nice. I like the fact that your stuff looks clean. One of the things that I always mention is that rendering and presentation is very important, and you here have a great presentation. I love this character right here, very close to the concept. I love this. The only thing I would probably advise on this particular piece right here is, if possible, to include a what's the word, a wireframe render, right? A wireframe render for this character would be great, just to see that your topology is nice. I already know that your topology is nice, because otherwise we would not have this clean forms or anything. But yeah, this is great. Now, if you're going to be doing hand painted stuff, I would probably push some of the values just a little bit more, especially on the metals, especially on the weapons. You can see that they look a little bit duller compared to what we see on the concept. Again, just nitpicking here, but it's just a little bit of a push right there. I love this character right here. It has so much character to it, right? Again, perfect topology. I wouldn't say it's because I know people are gonna say, "Oh, that's too dense. You can optimize." Yeah. Of course, you can optimize. You can optimize all the time, but this one in particular, I think it's perfect. Great sculpt, even though he's relatively simple in terms of like silhouette and in terms of like props. You did a great job on the textures, man. So this one, I love it. I really like it. This one's also quite interesting. Quite interesting, because it's very clean. Again, very nice shapes. Look at the organization there on the UVs. Perfect organization. This is what we want to see. Great forms here on the character. All of this information is amazing. So the main thing that I'm going to say to you, my friend Nicolas, you have a great portfolio. I can definitely see your style. You're going for this very nice, cartoony, stylized, hand-painted mix or PBR mix, because you have a little bit of everything. This is great. Keep doing this. But there's one thing that I'm going to mention. Most of the characters that I see on this portfolio are very controlled in terms of silhouette and in terms of forms. The most like extreme one is probably this character right here, and she still looks quite controlled. As you can see, it's a very simple or controlled human silhouette. What I would try to push you to do for your next piece, for instance, is look for a stylized character concept that's a little bit more out there, right? And not because you cannot get away with doing what you're doing, but it's always a good idea to showcase a little bit of range, even within the same stuff. So for instance, this one right here. Right? I don't know what that is, like a pirate. But as you can see, it's very complex. It's got a lot of like flowing bits. The silhouette for the head is really extreme. The boots, the pants. So forms and shapes are a lot more extreme and more exaggerated than what we see. Try to avoid doing another one of these characters right here, because I already know that you can nail it, right? Like based on what I see in your portfolio, if I give you this concept right here, I know you can nail it. You have all of the information. It's just a matter of now seeing if you can nail something that, again, looks a little bit more exaggerated in terms of forms and silhouette. Something that has like really tricky armor. I don't know, like something like this, right? Like look at that, like so many different pieces and bits and stuff. I know you can nail it, because I can see on your work that you understand the principles of all of the production pipeline, but it would be a good idea to see it here on your portfolio. That's it. Other than that, man, just keep going, because this one is really nice. Oh, you're there, Moisi. There you go. You said this is only a high poly. Oh, okay, so it's just poly paint then, right? Probably. A little bit of, yeah, like probably just poly paint. Okay, cool. This is a great one, by the way. A great example. Our friend here, Nicolas, is saying that he only has the high poly version of this one. And a common thing that I mention is do the full process, right? Like do the full production pipeline, show that you can do UVs, everything, like textures and everything. That is only if you haven't shown that you can do it on other pieces, right? So because he already did it on this piece right here, and I can see clean topology, clean textures, clean everything, I would not recommend Nicolas to go back and finish the production for this character right here. This is perfect. Just leave it as it is. It's his time, or your time, Nicolas, is better spent on a new piece rather than trying to create the game-ready version of this character. Because again, I know that if you ever go into a production and they're like, hey, we want you to do this exact same character and just finish the production pipeline, you know how to do it. So you don't need to prove anything, because you've already proven with some of the other pieces that you do know the pipeline, right? Again, that's a very common question. Should I be doing the full pipeline all the time? If you already have the full pipeline at least several times in your portfolio, then it's fine to have just like a high poly character like this one right here by Nicolas. It's perfectly fine. It's just a matter of being, or rather, it's just a matter of properly communicating that you could take this character into the full pipeline. The problem is, and we're probably going to see this on some portfolios today, when someone is only doing high polys and there's no evidence that he knows how to continue the complete pipeline, right? So, Nicolas, I see you're here on the chat. Amazing stuff, man. I'm actually following you already because I really like your stuff and I want to see what you do in the future. This is pretty cool, man. Good job.